Happy Wednesday! It's Lunch with the Doc. We're here, we're live. We're talking today about brain health.
Mm-hmm.
We're having
Part
a day
two.
off. Part two.
Because we had a technical difficulty last week, we shut off. So we're going to continue on with where we were, and then also give you a quick review of what we talked about last week.
So we're going to be talking about some foods that you can eat, all the top foods for brain health, and then we're going to also be talking about lifestyle choices and habits that you can incorporate for best optimal brain health for your life. So it's going to be a jam-packed day.
Memory, which a lot of people notice declines as we age. Focus and mental clarity.
How many of you experience brain fog throughout your day where you just feel like, I keep having this thought and then it sort of goes away and it's just foggy, you know, and it's like, it keeps you from getting things done at work. It keeps you from being present in relationships. It keeps you from just the fullness of experiencing life when your brain is not working properly, you're not sharp, you're not clear, you're not totally there and present, and getting the most out of your day and being as successful and productive as you can. So brain health is huge, and if we can optimize our brain health and increase our memory, focus, clarity, we're gonna be enjoying life a lot more. So brain health is really important.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
What is it that controls your body?
Well, I think there's lots of things that control the body, but the brain is one of the number one things that controls
It's
the body.
the main part of the central nervous system. And then you have the peripheral nervous system. You have a sympathetic nervous system, a parasympathetic nervous system, one that is working in fight and flight, and then one that's repairing you when you're sleeping, the parasympathetic. But what we wanted to do is just talk about the brain, how it functions. Well, not really how it functions. We don't need to go there, but how to maximize your brain and improve your memory. It was interesting because my son sent me a link to a podcast, and I had a chance. I was driving up to my mom's house in Palos Verdes. I had a chance to listen to the podcast all the way up and back, and we're going to put a link on there. The guy's name is Jim Quick, Kwik, and this is a guy who had a head trauma when he was young. He was told by his teachers that, that's the kid with the broken brain. So he grew up thinking he had a broken brain. And he was so overwhelmed with college, and his parents had saved up all their money to send him to college, and he was so overwhelmed and he was not doing well that he was ready to quit. And one of his friends said, hey, why don't you come over to our house for dinner? And little did he know is that his best friend had told his dad about it. Now his dad was very successful, very well learned, and so when they were over for dinner, the dad said, hey Jim, why don't you come for a walk with me around the property? And so the first thing out of his mouth was, how's school? Now that terrified Jim because he was ready to quit and knew that it was going to shatter his parents' dreams, and all they had saved for is to send him to school to get him a good education. And so he told the father, yeah, I'm going to quit. I just can't do it. And he says, well, why are you going to college? And he goes, well, because I think it's going to give me a better chance to be successful in life. And he had never really thought of it. He just knew he was supposed to go. And so he challenged him to start reading books and to change his life. And in the process, he started to get his life back. But it was a long journey. So I'm going to suggest that you listen to this. It's about an hour and a half podcast. Just turn it on when you're driving around. You'll be blown away. This is the coach for Will Smith, for Jim Carrey, for who is all the other all-stars? Guys in Hollywood that have to remember scripts and everything. How do they do it? He can also do a workshop and have 100 people stand up and say their names, and then he can remember and memorize all their names and call each one of them back again.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's some brain health that I want to have.
Yeah. Well, he taught us, and everybody who's listening to the podcast, you'll learn how to do it. And I'm going to tell you, we talked last week about different foods that are really good for brain and for memory. So what he did was he said that they used to have ways of remembering things in ancient cultures. And as this guy learned, now he's basically gone from the kid with the broken brain to one of the best experts on memory and focus and concentration in the world.
Wow.
Gets paid huge money
That's
to work
awesome.
with all these, big shot people. And so he led us through an exercise. So as a review for last week and the foods, I'm going to teach you how to remember the top 10 foods for your brain right
Love
now.
it. Here we
All right?
go.
Here
and
we go.
specifically went to Zinc.
Oh, yes, we did.
To get these amazing foods that we're going to talk about today. So I will be showing you the foods as he
Beets,
goes through them.
eggs, Brussels sprouts.
Yep,
There's more than
avocado.
10 avocado. We got avocado. In fact, avocado is right over here. Let's see.
Gotta love those avocados, those healthy fats.
Oh,
So-
there's one right there.
There's one.
Hey, Teresa, would you hand me that knife right there? Right there underneath the camera. Right there. We are here at our house. Mama Lisa, my sweet wife, finally got her kitchen redone.
Yep,
Thank you to
she's
U.S. Bank for
stoked.
helping us get a refi at a good rate. My wife was singing this song, because she wanted a kitchen for so long. She had her chance when we first bought this house in 1993, and she turned it down. And then about 3 years after that, she went from it being such a nice, cute 1934 kitchen into this kitchen is not big enough for a family of 6. So then she started
Yeah.
singing me the song, in the year 2025, if Mama
Lisa
Lisa's
Arthur's
still
still
alive, she'll get a kitchen maybe before she dies. I had to hear that over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So anyhow,
So
we're
she
here at our
finally
new
got
kitchen.
it. We're
She
here at our
finally
new
got it.
kitchen.
Yeah.
So, and we got our good foods. So show us, tell us, what are the 10 foods
Here's
and
the
how
easiest
can we
way to
memorize
deal with
them?
an avocado. Just cut it this way and then take that knife and bam, in there like that.
Just be careful with
Twist
your
it
hand.
out. And then I usually like to just take that knife right down there, cut my slices.
Get your avo slices.
Just put the tip of that knife right against the skin. And then,
There we go.
would you hand me a spoon right there? Right there. First
Gotta get
drawer.
all the
First drawer.
utensils.
First drawer. There you go.
So
And then a little squeeze. We have two avocado trees in our backyard.
we do. They're awesome.
That's fun.
So always a plentiful avocados. And it's interesting, avocados don't ripen on the tree. They ripen off. So you can pick them. And then that means like you can have them continuously, which is really cool. What a good...
So here's what he's taught. He found out in ancient cultures, if you put a place with something you need to remember, then you know how they say everybody's a visual learner. Well, why not use the visual learning techniques to remember things?
Ooh, there you go.
So he said, we're going to take body parts and we're going to put them associated with the 10 top foods. So he said, let's start at the top of your head. Avocado. Just imagine an avocado sitting on the top of your head like mine is right now. All right? And then, that's number 1. Then
Avocado,
number 2.
number 1.
Imagine carrot slices cut in half. And what do they look like when you do them? They look like eyes. So we put 2 carrot slices there.
Ooh, carrots is number 2.
In our mouth, we put broccoli, a big sprout of broccoli right in our mouth.
I got broccoli right here.
Then you have olives for earrings.
Broccoli.
Yeah, that goes in your mouth. Then olive oil,
Ooh.
olives for earrings. And then an egg on your neck, an egg right there
Egg.
on your neck. And then a collar or a collar of sardines and salmon, wild caught salmon.
I like that.
And then on your shoulders is green leafy vegetables.
Like a Brussels sprout?
And on your hands are turmeric. So just imagine little turmeric roots for fingers. Okay? And then your belly button is a walnut
Walnuts.
or pecans. And interestingly enough, they're shaped like brains. They look just like a brain. And then on the back side, you got dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate.
You remember that however you want to. So
And then we got beets.
Beets aren't part of the 10, but they are. So we're going to put those on the knees. All right. So
And celery is another one.
and celery, we can put those for toes.
Celery toes.
Celery toes.
Love that.
All right. So here we go.
Yep.
Here we go.
Here we go.
So number 1, avocados. Number 2,
Carrots.
Number 3,
Broccoli.
Number 4,
Olives.
and olive oil. Number 5, eggs. Number 6,
salmon
and sardines. Number 7, green leafy vegetables. Number 8
Walnuts.
is walnuts. Number 9 is turmeric fingers. Number 10 is dark chocolate. And then let's go 11 beets, and 12 is celery
on the
toes.
toes.
All right, can you do it?
That's easy to remember.
Can you do it? Yeah, you got it.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
So what's the list?
So it's avocado.
Oh, don't even do it.
Oh,
Just say it.
avocado, carrots, broccoli, olive oil, eggs, sardines and salmon, green leafy vegetables, walnuts, dark chocolate, beets, and celery.
Nice.
Yeah!
Nice. And the only thing I left out were the blueberries in the nose.
Blueberries!
Blueberries in the nose.
You gotta
There
have
you go.
blueberries.
So
That is
there
a
you have
great
it.
way to memorize.
You got 13 foods that you'll never forget, hopefully, because your brain's working and there's all the foods. So,
Why are these foods so good for the brain? What about them?
well,
Look,
We
these
went through
beets
the-
are so good.
we went through the list last time of what is in each one of the foods. And if you want to, all you have to do is Google healthy brain foods. And if you want the carotenoids and all the different components of each one of the foods and why they make your brain, go ahead, look for it. It'll all be there. It's real simple.
Well, there's like vitamin K is one of the good things, choline. And I mean, the main stuff is that it decreases inflammation, right? And it gives your brain the vitamins and minerals it needs. And then also, with some of the oils that your brain needs oils to function. Oils are super healthy for just feeding the brain, right?
Yep. Antioxidants.
Oh yeah, and the antioxidants are really important too. And you'll find high antioxidants in the blueberries and the beets and things like that. And then the fats are more of the fats that your brain
And
needs.
let's not forget the minerals.
And the minerals. Gotta have minerals.
We have a product at our office called Plant Source Minerals. It has over 72 minerals in it that are naturally occurring. But they've done studies 100 years ago. There used to be 100 inches of topsoil in the United States. Now we're down to between 1 and 2 inches of topsoil as a national average.
Yes.
Meaning, there's been so many chemical fertilizers that have been put on the food, we're hardly getting the minerals that we need anymore. So we usually recommend eating all organic and then also adding extra minerals in, using plant source minerals. We shake it up, pour a shot down the hatch, and then you're getting some good minerals in there too. All right.
Super important.
So make sure you look at the link, listen to this podcast. It's a game changer. This guy is so brilliant. It's amazing. He goes on and on and on about different things. Like one thing he said I thought really stood out is that self-care, taking care of yourself, and self-love does not mean you're selfish. It means you're actually smart. Because the better you are, the better your brain is, the better the world is going to be for everyone else around you. Because you're functioning better and you're not repeating yourself over and over. Did I say that? Yeah, you've said that 3 times since we started talking. Oh, okay.
And I mean, think about how
What's
much
your
more
name?
productive you can be when your brain is clear. Like,
Hey, who are you?
You know those times when like your brain is just firing and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so productive. Like, think about how much more you could accomplish in your life if your brain is functioning well. It's like, it's a total game changer for your life. So what are some lifestyle things that you can implement? So we talked about the foods. Then we have some lifestyle tips for you for better brain health. So one of those is sleep. Sleep is so important for your health in general, but really it's really important for your brain. And only 1 in 3 Americans are getting adequate sleep every night. So that's not very many. I mean, a lot of us don't get the sleep that we really need. So most studies say that between 7 and 9 hours of sleep is really important and the beneficial state that you want to be. So get enough sleep. That will really improve your brain. It's when your body is repairing.
And my favorite Chinese medical doctor, acupuncturist, Dr. Shen Li, who's in South Lagoon in front of the hospital, he told me that every hour of sleep before 12 o'clock is worth 2 hours of sleep after 12 o'clock.
That's good. I need that
Go
one.
to bed earlier.
Go to bed earlier. Second lifestyle implementation is exercise. We all know that exercise is so important, and it's super important for the brain. It increases your blood flow to the brain, and Harvard Health says it increases thinking and memory. So keep your exercise up, and it's really important to, we talked about this in a couple Lunch with the Docs ago, but just like be exercising throughout the day, bringing movement into your daily life. So taking adequate, like consecutive walks throughout the day, even 5 to 10 minutes, because they say sitting is the new smoking. So you want to be walking and moving throughout your day, not just, hey, I'm going to do my 30-minute workout and then I'm sitting the rest of the day. But keep movement in your daily life. Also,
It was said 5 to 8 minute walks during the day is fantastic.
5 to 8, I did 8-minute walks, say like that. Then, meditation and prayer has been found to really be helpful for the brain. There were studies that were done that said that meditation found to increase parts of the brain in the cortex, which is the really good part of the brain that we want to be firing well. And then it was said to decrease the mass of the brain in the amygdala, which is associated with fear and anxiety. So you're bringing down your brain activity in those places that you don't want as much activity to be, and you're increasing the activity in the healthier parts of the brain that you want to be functioning throughout the day. So meditation is really key. It teaches you how to be focused, how to center in, and prayer is a big part of that. So meditation and prayer are really important. And then the last thing would be to do brain exercises. So crossword puzzles and reading and games and things that, get your mind thinking and in different and new ways. And those help to, decrease your risk of Alzheimer's. So those are 4 different things that you can implement lifestyle-wise for brain health that are really good. Along with the podcast, there's another really good resource that you can look into. It's called, there's a book called Switch on Your Brain by Dr. Caroline Leaf, and it talks about neuroplasticity and the fact that our brains really can improve and grow, and we can actually change our process of thinking. Because for a long time, people thought that the brain was more static, that if they're, that if you have a mental issue, that's just going to be there, and that's, something that you have to just accept. But more and more studies are coming out about neuroplasticity and the fact that we truly can change our brains by the habits that we implement and the patterns that we create in our minds. So it's like, you have a river and it creates an indent, in the earth because the water's been going down that path so many times. But if you start to create new patterns and pathways, which at first it's hard to create those new patterns and pathways, but as you do, you create a pattern. And same with your brain. You can create new patterns. And so Dr. Caroline Leaf talks about how to detox your brain from unhealthy thinking and create new patterns and pathways. She has a book, and then she also has different 21-day brain detox that you can do, which is awesome. So check out.
You did that, didn't you?
I did it.
And what did you do?
So I didn't do the full 21-day brain detox. I started implementing some of her patterns in the morning, but she basically has a 5-step process that you go through every morning, and it's only about 10 minutes it takes, and there's 5 different steps that you go through, and it helps you bring up these negative thinking patterns and then restructure them through a writing and illustration, and then just active restructuring of your thought and what you want it to be. And then throughout the day, you do these active things. And so it's really awesome, really great resource.
Well, there's 2 really good resources. Quick Brain, Jim Quick, and Carolyn Leaf. Yeah.
And then what we do at our office is we have an amazing doctor, Dr. Pierce, and he does a lot of brain work. So any of our patients that we think hey, he would be a really good resource for, he comes in and does work with them. And so that includes neurofeedback that he does. He does a lot of biochemical balancing and nutritional work for the brain. What else does he do?
He's helped many of our patients who have seizures to really start to decrease the amount of seizures that they have. Some have gone completely away. So he's a great resource. His name's Dr. Michael Pierce. He's a functional neurologist, a chiropractic doctor, diplomate of neurology, just a brilliant guy. He understands functional medicine. He's like a walking encyclopedia for those of you that remember what encyclopedias are.
So that's the actual Lunch with the Doc special that we want to offer you guys today. If you want to increase your brain health and you feel like you have some brain fog or some things that are just getting in the way from you really being able to experience the clarity and focus and presence that you want to have, we'd love to invite you in. We would do a free consultation for you to determine what might that avenue be. Would it be working with Dr. Pierce? Would it be doing some nutritional work? Would it be doing a detox? We're doing an amazing detox right now that incorporates a brain detox from heavy metals. So there's a lot of really good tools, and so if you come in for a consultation, we can just point you in the right direction of what would those tools be that would be best for you. So that's our Lunch with the Doc special. If you call in at 949-497-2553 and just say, hey, I was watching Lunch with the Doc, I'd love to do the free consultation. We'll honor that for you until our following Lunch with the Doc next Wednesday. So that's pretty much a wrap.
I think we finished it off. Have a great week. See you next week.
Yeah, see you next Wednesday. Join us every Wednesday, 12:30 live, and we hope to see you then. Have a good one. You are amazing.